Hey guys, Jessica here. So today I'm going to be opening up a Fundrise account. I'm going to be pulling up my screen, showing you guys how to do it step by step. Before getting started, super quickly. So Fundrise is basically a real estate investment company, which means that they go out and they invest in, say, commercial and residential, mostly commercial real estate. Then they pool that together and then they allow investors, so you and me, to come in and invest in that pool. So each of us would get a share of the profits that come out of those investments. They're very similar. They're called REITs, are a real estate investment trust. It's an overall category for what it is that they're doing here. And basically, they allow you to get exposure to real estate without having to go and evaluate and buy properties yourself. Fundrise is definitely worth considering if you want to get exposure to real estate, which, given the fact that we're probably in a bit of a bubble right now, might not be a bad idea to sort of diversify your portfolio. So we did a previous video where we reviewed Fundrise's product in more detail. I'll link to that up here. But long story short, I think that their product is pretty good, meaning like their website is very user-friendly, easy to use. On top of that, I think the thing that makes them really stand out are the fees, which is to say that they have low fees, yes, but on top of that, they're transparent about their fees, whereas I think most REITs are not. And so that's also a really cool thing about them. The downside, though, I have to mention this. Fundrise is only good if you have a pretty long-term investment horizon, meaning 5 or more years. There are 2 reasons why it's a bad idea if you're thinking about less than that. The first is there's not a lot of liquidity, which is to say that, hey, if you wanted to sell tomorrow, they only have limited windows in which you can sell. And even with those limited windows, there's no guarantee that there's a potential buyer on the other side wanting to buy those shares. And then on top of that, they charge a penalty, a pretty high penalty actually, like 1 to 3% if you want to cash out your investment earlier than 5 years. So definitely keep that in mind. They have a lot more detail about their fees on their website, so I'll link to all of that down in the description below for you to check out more if you want to get a better understanding of that. All right, that's it. Jumping into it. All right, guys. So I'm on the Fundrise website. And so you probably would guess that the right next step would be to hit, one of these orange buttons to get started. But actually, before doing that, I actually recommend that you go to Google first and search for a way to waive the advisory fee, because they have these promotions with a bunch of different partners where they're giving 3 months, 12 months of like no advisory fee. So definitely, I think it's worth the time to find a promotion like that. So like you have to like scroll down a bit, but NerdWallet has one. You can see that it's 12 months. This Money's My Life blog has 3 months free. Business Insider, I think, is also 12 months. So pick one, that you like, and then go with that. I'm going to click into NerdWallet. So NerdWallet has more detail about what they think about Fundrise. As I mentioned, they have this advisory fee waiver for 12 months. So you just click Learn More from the NerdWallet website. So now here's a new sign up page. And as mentioned, it says pay 0 advisory fees for 1 year. Why not? So you enter your email address here and then you get started. Enter password. And then the next few pages of this sign up flow are a bit about you and how you feel about investing, what your goals are, stuff like that. They're going to use this information to recommend the right account level that you should go into. So just try to be honest with where you are on these different things. And so click one of these, select the one that matches you the best. Where do you go to for investing advice? What's the primary reason that you're interested in investing with Fundrise? Diversification. How long do you plan to hold your investment? Remember, if you withdraw in less than 5 years, there may be a penalty. And so I definitely recommend that if you're looking at Fundrise, that you're looking longer term, say 5 years or more. Across all of your investments, how much do you hope to invest on a yearly basis? This is not just Fundrise, right? This is for everything that you put into the market every year. So whatever that number is. Are you an accredited investor? So this is interesting. The idea of accredited investor means that, hey, you have a net worth of greater than a million, or you're making more than 200K a year or 300K with a spouse. Um, it's not super important in the sense that Fundrise, like you don't have to be an accredited investor in order to invest in Fundrise. So feel free to be honest here as well, whatever your situation is. Okay, so then it takes us to this page where you actually have to make a choice, which is what level plan do you want with Fundrise? I think the first way to make the decision as to which one you want has to do with how much you plan to invest. So you can see like there's a minimum investment here. So if you plan to invest $100, you have to go with starter because all these other ones you're sort of excluded from. If you plan to invest more than that, $1,000 or more or $5,000 or more, basically, each of these levels gives you more control over the specific, say, real estate property that you want. So if you're the kind of person who's like, hey, I want Fundrise, just do this for me automatically. I don't really need to know the specific properties and get into any of those kinds of details. I definitely recommend you go with basic. If you want to be able to have more of that control, more customization, that kind of stuff, then start looking into core, advanced, premium, etc. But I'm going to go with basic. So then the rest of this is now about like opening the account, your name, all the sort of legal stuff that you need to fill out in order to create an investment account. So enter your name, citizenship, residence, type of account, individual account, all your contact details, social, date of birth, and contribution amount. Remember that back in the previous screen, if you had selected basic, your minimum contribution is 1,000. If you had selected core, for example, your minimum contribution I think was 3,000. So in my case, I'm going to put in 1,000. So this auto invest, I would recommend not doing this for now and just select I'll do this later. What this is that they will basically like pull from your checking account on a regular basis and keep investing it into Fundrise. I recommend just not doing this for now and sort of keeping this in your back pocket. You can always turn it on at a later time. So now they're going to ask you to connect your bank account so that they can automatically pull that $1,000 straight into Fundrise and invest it into your account. There are two options here. You can link your bank account or you can enter a bank account manually. I recommend linking the bank account. It's safe. It's using a service called Plaid, which a lot of different financial institutions use these days, and going that route because it's a lot faster. If you do the manual account thing, it'll take a few days before you're able to invest. And so, just for convenience and that kind of stuff, I'd recommend linking the bank account. So hit continue. And so as mentioned, they use Plaid to connect your account. Okay, I'm not a robot. They're going to direct me to Chase. I bank with Chase. So enter my username and password, and then they're going to give you an overview of the process. Information that Fundrise is going to collect. And then if you have Chase, they'll show you basically all the different accounts that you have with Chase. So here, if you have multiple accounts with Chase, for example, you don't need to share all of your accounts with Fundrise. They don't need to know all of that information. You can just click the checking account, basically, where you want the money to come from and just go with that one. And so in my case, it's the checking account. Connect the accounts, confirm that it's the right account, and that's it. And then there are a bunch of legal agreements that you need to sort of agree to. I definitely recommend, going through and at least for all of your investments, downloading and saving these documents somewhere safe. And then make sure that you check off all of these things. On dividend reinvestments here, make sure this top one is checked off. I would like my dividends reinvested. Reinvesting dividends is one of the sort of biggest wins in investment in general. It allows your investment returns to keep compounding. So definitely select that one. Hit continue. Then review everything that you have. I've decided to go with basic, $1,000, dividend reinvestment. All good. Invest now. Then they just want to verify your email address. Click into your email. Hit verify email. and then all done. They have this other survey. Feel free to fill it out if you want to, but you don't have to. Your account is already created. You can actually just click here, this link, continue to dashboard. They'll take you to a video of the founder. I didn't get much value out of this video. I don't think you really need to watch it. And that's it. So this is your account set up. The $1,000 is not in there yet. They still need to withdraw this $1,000 directly from your bank account, but you don't need to do anything. It should happen automatically. But I actually want to show you guys one of my other accounts so you guys can see what it looks like, what this dashboard looks like after the money has been invested and all that kind of stuff. So this is my other account with Fundrise. Actually, I recorded myself creating this account in the other Fundrise video, which you could definitely check out. But I had put in $3,000 into that account. It's already gone up by $427 or $428, which is great. But you can actually like click into the portfolio and then see what you're invested in, which I think is pretty cool from the Fundrise product in general. Like, for example, I can click into this growth e-REIT that they have some of my money in. You can see how it's split up, but then you can even click into like specific projects that this portfolio, this fund is invested in. So you have an idea of what kind of real estate you have in your portfolio. Cool. That's it. And that's it. If you have any other questions about investing with Fundrise, investing in real estate, whatever it is, let us know in the comments. And also, I mentioned before that we did a previous video about Fundrise, where we review the product in more detail. In that video, we also talked about opening up an IRA with Fundrise instead of a normal investment account, which is what we just did. And so if you're curious about IRAs with Fundrise, definitely check that out. I'll link that up here. Also, if you'd like more support with personal finance, definitely check out Uprise. I'll link to us in the description below. We put together Wall Street level personalized financial plans completely and 100% for free. So if you have more questions, want us to take a look at your specific situation, questions about real estate, about budgeting, about employer benefits, whatever it is, we're happy to help. And on average, we put 100K in net worth back in people's pockets. Other than that, if you got value out of this video, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell for notifications. I'll see you guys next time.